The 2026 NFL Draft has come to an end, and we are here to discuss day 3. Let's get into it right now. Welcome, everybody, to Top Dog Coverage. It's your boy Dirty with your boy C-Dub, and we have concluded the 2026 NFL Draft. Day one came... Huh?
Well, we got 13 picks left. We're starting a little early, so.
I mean, okay. This is true, I guess.
I mean, just the facts are facts, man. I mean, we got 13 picks before we hit the free agent run.
By the time people listen to this, it will be over, okay? On a podcast, if you listen to it,
unless you're listening to it live, baby.
If you're listening to it live, which we have people listening to it live, and if you're live, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. That's one thing that you got to do. So
gotta hold true to the facts, to truth.
All right. So day 1 is come and gone. Day 2 has come and gone. We can go with that.
This is accurate.
But day 3 is coming close to an end. Is that a lot better? Is the vocabulary
there
good for you, C-Dub?
There we go.
Always
I like that.
Guy. It's always
close to the finish line.
All right.
Hey, look, we don't want to take these moments from these last 13 players, okay? It's draft is not over. We're still getting life-changing moments. So
then there's UDFA.
Yeah, just so don't sell it short,
Yeah. But I'm happy. I can't even say the guy's name. What was it? Eidenberg? The running back?
Yeah. Eli from Navy.
Man, I drafted him, and if anybody's thinking about doing a draft before the draft, your fantasy football dynasty draft, I'm telling you right now, you better know you better know who you're drafting. Okay, we did it before the NFL draft, which makes it 10 times harder, but we're loving it. We're loving it. Adds a
lot of fun.
A little bit more spice to the dish. So, but with that, we're glad everybody is here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? Stay connected with us. Apple, Spotify, swipe up, hit 5 stars, leave the comments, and follow us at Top Dog Coverage on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, topdogcoverage.com. Make sure you vote for your favorite and email us at topdogcoverage@gmail.com. We'll talk about rivals, your favorite draft pick. We'll talk about anything you guys want to talk about. But right now, let's get into round 4, 5, 6, 7, day 3 picks right now. All right. You want to lead us off there?
Sure. As we've done these last 2 days, we'll start with our respective teams. So I will start with the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
And at pick 132, they took the guard Jeremiah Wright out of Auburn. He's 6'5", 331 pounds. This was the guy that was linked to the Saints for most of the draft process. Big mauler, really at that right guard spot. Not a great in terms of pass protection, but he can give you some juice in the run game. Doesn't really have very good foot quickness, kind of average instincts, but the dude is extremely powerful. Just has inconsistent hand usage, but gives you some more depth in that offensive line, especially at that guard spot. And then at pick 136, the one that compensatory picks the Saints received, they took receiver Bryce Lance from North Dakota State. Yes, this is the brother of Trey Lance, the former 49ers quarterback and I believe current Chargers quarterback. But he was a 5th-year senior. He's 6'3", 204 pounds, ran a 4.3 at the combine. So he's extremely athletic. Think of a similar kind of skill set to Christian Watson for the Packers. But just another athletic freak and another guy to add to the arsenal for Mr. Chuck in his sophomore season. So really surrounding him with playmakers, and the Saints had a plan. That's to elevate this offense and add more guys to get the ball to make life easier for Chuck.
Yeah, I like it. That's what your head coach is, that guy. So let me take it to my side, where the New York Jets at round 4, pick 3, 103, took Darrell Jackson Jr., defensive tackle out of Florida State. So this guy's pretty big guy, 6'5", 315, 34-inch arms, and wingspan of 86 inches. Pretty big. But he does have really good physical features. On the other hand, he's not really the guy that's going to be he's probably going to stay as a backup. Okay, this is your backup guy. He is able to have good hand movement and, initial quickness. On the other hand, he's a guy that you can easily, I don't want to say move out of the way. He definitely needs some fundamental coaching. So some of that stuff gets in the way. Look, this is why he's in the 4th round, right? So some of those things, if it can be coached well and he could turn into a great player, that's awesome. But for now, we have a lot of depth in the defensive tackle area. You really don't have to worry about it. So I think it was a good pick here. And then you go down to pick 10, 110 in the 4th round. And the New York Jets selected quarterback from Clemson, Cade Klubnik. Okay, so Klubnik had a really strong showing in 24, but his playing production declined in 25. But he is undersized, but very, very athletic, and he has the ability to attack zone windows with the very adequate velocity over the first 2 levels. So he can make some timing throws with with anticipation. It says here, I'm reading this one right here, when in rhythm. So when the first read isn't there, his field vision is average. So he's one of those guys that has to learn actually, go through the process and then know that your second read's there, your third read. So like he's usually you see it, throw it, you see it, throw it. He's got to get out of that rhythm to understand that it's not just a one take thing, right? So if he can get out of that, he can maybe become a legitimate backup, QB in this league and carry a couple games to wins. Or he's just going to stay in there and give it to the first guy he sees. You never know. But developmental, that's what they're there for. This is round 4. So
Austin, Texas kid too.
There you go. But that's all the guys that we had. I can continue to go here.
Yeah, you go ahead and you do one, and we'll volleyball back and forth. How about that?
Actually, can you take the other one, because you know more about injuries than I do with Jermon McCoy?
Yeah, sure. So the Raiders started off day 3 with taking Jermon McCoy, who was, viewed, I would say, through a lot of multiple outlets as a top 10 pick. He's extremely talented, has a great, game-breaking speed, really sticking coverage, and just really elite player that's fallen due to injury concerns. So he did miss all of last season due to ACL injury, so ACL tear. And to fix the ligament, they put a bone plug in the knee. So apparently that bone plug is destined to fail, and he will require another surgery that will keep him out for most of this upcoming season as well. Which is the main reason that he's due to falling, which is pretty crazy, because he did, I believe he did run at his pro day, and he did a workout, and he ran in the 4.3s. So.
Okay.
The kid's super talented. I mean, I think it's going to be a steal for the Raiders as long as the knee can heal and recover after this next surgery. So I think it's going to be one of those wait and see approaches. But man, like if he can come back fully healthy and get that knee right, it's a steal for the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take us down to pick 8, 108 in round 4, where Jonah Coleman, the running back, went to the Denver Broncos. Okay, smaller guy, but a lot of weight though. 5'8", 220. Okay, he was the team captain. He was a 3-down back. He has a very clear understanding of run blocking schemes and his protection duties. This is big. I talked about this the other day when we talked about Black from Indiana, and I think this is one of those things where Sean Payton is going to pick another running back. He's going to find another guy that can do some of the dirty work. And because this guy doesn't really have speed on the outside, he doesn't really have that kind of speed. He has average burst between the tackles. He's more of a, I can slip by him and, see what happens and stuff like that. So he probably will compete for the 3-down backup, not so much the 3-down back. So that's probably what's going to happen here. But you could put him into play action if you really wanted to, and he'll pick up blitzes, he'll pick up, you know, whatever it might be at times too. So this is a guy that can really, you know, he could do some damage in the blocking area, pick up those blitzes and keep a clean pocket for Bo Nix if necessary. So
Yeah, and just one thing, like not stylistically in the way they play,
Mhm.
but just in terms of pure build. I mean, this dude's 5'8", 220 pounds. Very much reminds me of Mark Ingram II.
That's a lot of weight on 5'8", dude.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a lot. That's a lot of
So
weight. Like if you think about it, you're like, okay, 5'8", 220. Okay. Just picture this for a second. Braylon Allen is 235, and but he's 6'1". That's huge, right? You got to think another 4 inches down, and then like
it's a bowling ball, dude.
you're going wider. Like you run into this dude, it's a rock. He's a rock.
Yeah, you saw Mark Ingram second and announce the Ravens pick at one of these rounds. I believe it was the second or third round. So just imagine that, like that shorter, really stocky build running back. Like I don't know, it would be cool to see how he fits in with the Broncos. But I'm gonna go down to pick 115.
Okay.
Show some love to our boy Nick Stanley, Mr. Nico. And the Ravens took another receiver. He took Elijah Surratt, the other Indiana receiver. This dude's 6'2", 210 pounds. Big receiver that's extremely competitive. Goes up and has a lot of contested catches. He's not great athletically and doesn't have a lot of speed. He kind of has some tight hips, but he does know how to separate, and he's able to use his body to go up and get the ball. So I think it's going to be another guy that's going to help Lamar Jackson out around the red zone and kind of be that open target for him.
All right. Like it. So I'm going to take you a little bit behind. So we're going to go to pick 113 here. And that's the Colts picking up a guard here. Jalen Farmer, the guard from Kentucky. So he was a 2-year starter for the right guard position over there. And he's a lot better at the run blocking than he is pass protection. He's not big, girthy, nothing like that, but he has features at contact point, power, and good core strength. So this is a dude that's going to open up that run scheme that could actually play a lot for Jonathan Taylor. Okay, this is something that you might be able to plug and play him possibly. Maybe he's in and out for a couple different plays here and there if you have something very specific you want to do with this run scheme. So he needs practice and he needs coaching on that pass protection. But run scheme wise, if you need this kid in, he's going to maul somebody. So
yeah. No, yeah, for sure. It's good. I'm going to keep it on track. I'm going to go to pick 116, where the Bucks took Keontae Scott, the cornerback from Miami. He's a little bit older prospect, but man, this guy can flat out fly. He's got speed for days. And he's a willing tackler. Like he gets in the box. He's able to make a lot tackles behind line of scrimmage. He's really aggressive. Just not overly great in coverage, which obviously as a corner, you need to be a little bit better. But man, I think you put him in the slot and just let him go to work, go on some blitzes and help out in the run game. I think he could definitely add to the Tampa Bay defense and show some love to the little bit older prospects. Old guys need love too. So we like Keontae Scott. It's good. Good pick from the Bucks.
Nice. I'll take you back down to 122 where the Raiders picked up Mike Washington Jr. Look, I understand that we saw this kid fly. That doesn't mean that he was the greatest running back in college. Okay. I just want to put that out there for everybody. He's not a terrible running back, but he's not, everybody thought that he would be off the board. Look, he has the speed, but he's going to the Raiders where he's buried. He's behind Genty. He's going to have to earn these picks. Who's on the depth chart over there again?
Genty.
Just Genty?
Yeah. Zamir White, I think, is still there.
Okay.
I'm sure there's another human being.
Look, it's a lot of speed over there. I'll say that. Okay. So if he gets a chance and they have some packages for him, that's fine. But he is 6'1", 223 pounds, understandably. But, 3 different colleges he went to and he showed improvement. But he's very fast, loose hips, very agile, but he's not very sudden, in the tight quarters and as a slow step. You know what I mean? So it's interesting what Clint Kubiak could probably, maybe pass out to the side, stuff like that, see what he can do. And maybe if they can utilize him that possibly in that direction, some tosses, you know what I mean? And everything like that, and let his speed beat people around the corner. So we'll see what they can do over there in Las Vegas.
Yeah. The Vegas depth chart's pretty bare. They have behind Genty, they have Dylan Love. and Chris
Oh
Collier.
yeah, I forgot about
So
him.
there's not there ain't nobody over
Okay.
there. So he's definitely gonna be have some room for some touches there. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to pick 121 to the Pittsburgh Steelers, home of the 2026 NFL draft.
Okay.
Caden Wetjen, the receiver from Iowa. Now this guy's 5'9", 193 pounds. Really just pure return specialist. You might get some special packages for him to get the ball in his hands. But man, he's got agility, he's got a lot of speed, and he's a really good punt and kick returner. So I think you add a weapon on that special teams. Yes, it is a major phase within the 3 phases of offense, defense, and special teams.
Mhm.
So I think he can give you a little bit in if you want to have him at like a slot receiver as well. But mainly he's going to just bring another element to that return game, which Pittsburgh needs it.
Yeah. I will take you down to 125, where the Bills got another wide receiver, Skylar Bell out of Connecticut here. So he's inside outside target guy, adequate size. He's field stretching speed, so he can move. Okay. He has the tools to beat press pretty quickly, and the acceleration, the cut, the quickness, and he can open very clean windows. But while he's sudden in and out of his break points, his route running can be a tad mechanical at times. So if a really good cornerback is reading him and it's almost too robotic and there's no fluidity, he might be able to be stopped and held down. You know what I mean? If your hips are kind of telling you exactly where you're going. So but with this, he came out of UConn, and look, not a lot of wide receivers are coming out of Connecticut, flashy, showy, and stuff like that. But he is, look, he flashed last year. So, and I think didn't he remain in UConn? He wanted to make sure that he stayed there, right?
I think so. But shout out to Grant because UConn, that's his goal. He liked Bell coming out. So shouts out to Grant.
There it is.
And before I move on to my next player, I do have one something I kind of want to highlight. As we spoke about, the draft is still going on. At pick 249, the Chiefs actually just selected quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. So
the Chiefs,
yep, he's going to be up there and back up Patrick Mahomes. So I have to point that out real quick. But yeah, I mean, my next one that I want to cover for the 4th round, again, got to show some love to Nico's team, the Ravens. At pick 133, they took one of my favorite tight ends in this class, Matthew Hibner, the tight end from SMU. A little bit older prospect, he's 6-year senior, but over the last 2 years, he's had to play a lot due to the injuries to RJ Maryland, the primary starter at tight end. But he's kind of got a long stride. He's got really good speed. He's a little bit undersized, not a great run blocker, but he has good ball skills, good hands. He knows how to get open. He definitely has potential to kind of be that move tight end and work his way in to get some snaps, and could be a potential successor to Andrews down the line. So,
okay. I'm going to take it down to, this is the last one for me, but 137, the Cowboys taking LT Overton, the edge out of Alabama here. And look, slow twitch guy, but very impressive power, consistently rugged demeanor. So he has a long arms, plays with the leverage that helps him secure his gap. So he rarely gains like early positional advantages and isn't going to be a big gap shooter. But this is just some depth right now. They went Caleb Downs and edge, and now they're just filling in, these holes that they've had for so long on the defense. So I think this is a really good 4th round pick for them. I think it's an excellent just job at filling in exactly what they need. Going down the draft board, taking who they need to take at the places they need to take them, value wise, everything. I think they're really hitting on these defensive players. So
yeah, that's what they needed. But yeah, my final one for this round is definitely going to be pick 138. Linebacker Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh going to the Miami Dolphins. He's 5'11", 220, but this dude's super athletic. You can put him at linebacker, put him at safety. He's got really good coverage skills. He can move sideline to sideline. He's pretty aggressive, but he's really decisive in terms of his coverage. He can cover in man. He can do zone. Not too great in the run game. He kind of gets overpowered by obviously larger offensive linemen and whatnot, but he definitely has the speed and coverability to kind of help make an impact for the Miami defense.
Yes, sir. So first of all, shout outs to the Prophet. Love you, channel. Awesome. We love you too, my friend. Number 1 Dominican. And he loves the beard. A shout out to Dirty and C-Dub. So the Prophet, sir, the Dominican, the number 1 Dominican, thank you for cashing in. Bronx watching on the channel. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. And also shout outs to Zishan. All right. We appreciate you guys. And in case you're wondering, where are we from? We are from New York on this side. Texas.
From the D.
Yep.
Dallas, baby.
So, but we can move right on to what? Round 5?
Yep.
All right.
That is the round. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let me see which one I want to.
I mean, I can go with this one. I mean, because I
see your guy. I see your guy. So
what?
I'll take it. Wheatley.
Yeah, Wheatley. I saw when I saw him go, I was like, damn. But I was okay because Jets ended up getting VJ Payne, so I'm okay with that.
Spoiler alert.
That's okay. They'll see it. But actually, I was going to go Ramsey here. I was going to start off with Ramsey. So the Texans get another defensive move here. Very versatile safety, Kamari Ramsey, the safety out of USC, at pick number 1, round 5. So very solid size, 6 foot 202. Heavier workload at nickel last year after splitting time at all 3 safety spots in 2024. So he plays with the average eyes in space and like a good break anticipation when he's matched up in man. So he was adequate covering the slot in college, but might not have enough short area burst and athleticism to do the same here in the NFL. But he needs to close downhill in on the run support and with greater urgency when playing the depth. So he needs to work on that run game. But I thought this was a great pick. I think he has really good coaches over there with D'Amico, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and I got mine. I'm gonna go to pick 149, where the Browns took Justin Jefferson. Not that one, the linebacker from Alabama.
Everybody calm down.
We're gonna have two in the league now, right?
So
this is a linebacker. He's 6 foot, 223 pounds, and he's got a lot of speed and a lot of quickness. He's going to really be kind of that game changer in terms of being able to spy the quarterback, blitz, be that nickel special teams type linebacker role. He's got a really good change of direction. He's got good quickness and instincts, but he doesn't really have great field vision. So definitely going to be one of those guys you rotate in and play a lot on special teams to start his career.
All right. I will take you down to my man Zachy Wheatley. I don't know if it's Zach or Zach as a key, but 6'3", 203 safety out of Penn State. Long, athletic safety whose career arc shows steady development. Okay. Just very, very much steady development. He played with better decisiveness and route recognition from man and zone last year. So he grew from 2024 to 2025. So he shows that he's rangy, has the ability to play over the top, close, quickly, run after catch, physical near the line. He can do a lot of different things here. So his tackle radius is actually really, really wide, but he needs to be cleaner with it at his angles and better strength to limit those missed tackles. So that's a big thing in the NFL. These people are faster. They, you hit them at the wrong angle, they're gone. You know what I mean? You're going to miss it by a mile, even if they, if you miss it by an inch, it's a mile here in the NFL. So he's just got to clean those things up. But yeah, going to the Panthers and, Zachy Wheatley.
There we go. I'm going to keep it in the safety room, and I'm going to go to pick 158, where the Dolphins took Michael Taft, the safety out of Texas, Longhorn legend. But he's 5'11", 190 pounds. Now, he doesn't have great speed, but he does have really good football IQ, really good instincts. He played in 53 games in his career, started with 36 starts. He's got a really good feel for the game. He really good in terms of his run support angles. He's good around line of scrimmage, and he just doesn't have that top speed, but
Mhm.
he'd be able to bait some guys and kind of overcome his athleticism. I think he's going to be great on special teams as well. Just how smart of a player he is.
Okay. You have two other guys here that I can see right now. Um,
Yeah.
I know they're your guys so I'm gonna go to pick 157 right here. And I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions. I only got two more guys here, so I'm gonna go with Keith Abney, the cornerback out of Arizona State, at pick 17, 157, going in round 5 here. He's 5'9", 187, very feisty boundary corner, can make up to slide inside, become a problem for the offenses as a pro nickel. So he's not that guy that's going to be doing a lot of stuff on the outside too much, but his coverage IQ and competitiveness are extremely noticeable on tape. He pairs very, very impressively on tape with his instincts, recognition, with the ball skills from the receiver. So he's physical in press, but he loses ground and picks up penalties. This is a big thing. You have to clean these up coming up to the next level. So his top end speed and closing quickness from the depth are average, but he's also average in mirroring a shifty release. So just he needs a lot of reps to get rocking and rolling here. But mainly you're talking about the slot, the nickel. He's going to be right in that area. I think this is a great pick for a day 3 for Detroit Lions. So
Yeah. And I'm going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, pick 161, Emmett Johnson, the running back from Nebraska, and 5'10", 202 pounds. He doesn't do anything great. He's not a physical specimen. He's not super athletic, but he does everything right. He can catch the ball. He can block well. He's a good gap scheme runner, right? He's just urgent. He's really decisive with his cuts. He's not going to be he's not going to have a ton of speed, right?
yeah,
And he's okay in terms of his build, his average, right? But man, he's going to get you 3 yards when you need to. He's just going to be in the right spot and be able to run downhill. So really good move to add to the Chiefs running back room.
Yeah, I think it's a great depth mark right here. This is, I mean, it not just I don't just say that where it's like, oh, he's only going to be depth. I don't mean it like that. I just think that they signed Kenneth Walker, and now you got this guy behind him, a fresh rookie that's just fiery, right? He's ready. He's ready to rock and roll. So it's like,
yeah. And I think one thing to note is last year was probably the healthiest year that Kenneth Walker's had in his entire career. This is a guy that's dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, so you want to make sure you have some guys that can get the job done behind him just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take it because I got one after your other guy.
Okay, I have two left.
That's fine.
So, pick 163, Charles Demmings, the Stephen F. Austin corner.
You've raved about this guy.
I got to see him live all year. I got to see him in a couple games. Dude's fluid. He's 6'1", 193 pounds. He can play in any coverage. He's best in press man, right? But he's got speed. He's built right, but I feel like he can play with a little bit more strength. And his instincts and whatnot are kind of average, but man, he's good in coverage, and he can make up that speed. He can help make up some of his mistakes that he misses. So the Vikings got a good one here, even though he's coming from a little bit smaller school.
Okay, I like it. I know you wanted to talk about him, so I was like, all right, yeah, gotta let that. Yeah, no, I got you, man. I'm gonna go back down to, as much as I hate doing this. Again, I'm gonna go to the Bills at pick 27, 167 overall here, and they picked up a safety, Jalen Kilgore, a South Carolina Gamecock. Dude, this kid is big, long, defensive back, nickel back, down safety. He could play the run. He plays that quote unquote star role. That's what he was doing in South Carolina. Covers the slots receivers, the run, but he'll be best in the pros covering tight ends. Okay, so this is what I'm reading just at this part. That's his what they're looking forward to him doing. But I can see that. So tight ends, he could see split field safety snaps. I like this. Okay. And he was just a monster down in South Carolina. Okay. If you were trying to throw his way, it wasn't going to happen. Or if somebody did catch it, he was taking this dude down. Okay. Or he was just finding the gaps, clean pocket, bam, we're going to hit it. Used on a couple different blitzes every now and a blue moon, and he would go in there and he would just take care of business on the quarterback. So I was a big fan of Kilgore coming in here, and I like just reading what I just read too. I liked seeing that he could probably go against some tight ends. It might make the quarterbacks look a different direction until he's tested and to see what he can do against these tight ends. So I like that take that he can probably go against some really good tight ends. So
yeah, for sure. My last pick is going to be 172, where the New Orleans Saints took Lorenzo Styles Jr., the safety from Ohio State. Yes, this is Sonny Styles' brother. But he's 6 foot, 194 pounds, ran, I believe, was a 4.27 at the combine. So he's got blazing speed. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but he did transition from receiver to defensive back in his career. I believe he started at Notre Dame as a receiver. But, you know, it kind of shows he doesn't have great production and not a lot of playing time, but he has improved with that transition. He's got tight hips. Is not great in terms of coverage, but obviously he's got the speed and athleticism to make up those downfalls in terms of his instincts. And I think he needs to kind of get a little bit better in terms of the run game. But to start off his career, I think he's going to be a special teams demon because he can return kicks. I think he'd be an excellent gunner for punt in terms of the punt game. But really good. I think the one thing that New Orleans wanted to do with this draft is get more speed across the entire team. And there's a whole lot of speed in this player right here. So excited to bring Styles Jr. to New Orleans.
Nice. I like it. All right. I'm good with that. Can we go to round 6?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll hit round 6. I'm going to cover the Jets picks here just very quickly. Actually, no, I can just go right down. Actually, that's fine. That's perfect. I will go down. I'm going to go down to pick 6. Do you have anybody before pick 6 that you want to talk about?
I mean, that's we can mention Taylon Green, another quarterback going to the Cleveland Browns. This is an athletic freak. I believe he broke the combine record for quarterback, the 40. 6'5", 227 pounds, just long, rangy, dual threat. So got to see him play at Arkansas, and he's just kind of got a weird delivery in terms of his throwing motion. But man, his athleticism just pops for you. I don't think he's going to end up changing positions or anything. But when I look at him, I see him. I kind of get. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Terrell Pryor. Remember him? Yeah. He was a quarterback at Ohio State, then converted to receiver, had 1,000 yards. I think he's kind of got that similar build. I think he's a better athlete. So just another intriguing quarterback option for these Cleveland Browns, who added a lot of weapons and had a really good draft. So,
all right, I'm going to take you to pick 6, Washington Commanders, 187 overall, Kaytron Allen, 5'11", 216. Okay. Productive with a good size, has good vision, but not very explosive. Okay. This is not somebody that you're looking to give the ball to all the 3 downs. This is not him. Okay. He's a very fluid runner. All right. Good patience, I would say. Natural feel for where to cut off his block. So he runs low to the ground with a lot of strength, and he runs through arm tackle. So he's that guy that covers the ball and just goes straight through it, and he runs forward and falls forward, gets those extra yards. He has a feel for the lane developments of where he's supposed to go, but the lack of burst, that's why he's not up there. But he has the ability to find explosive runs, but he's not explosive. And I know that sounds contradicting, but he just doesn't have that third down ability to be explosive like that. But he can make explosive he can make explosive runs, but he's not explosive. It sounds so odd, but at the same point, this dude can be used in a lot of different things. He can find the holes. He can actually lean forward, get you those extra yards. He's not going to break it down for a 70-yard touchdown. It's just not what he does. So he'll get you the first down, though. You need him to get the third down back. Do it. You know what I mean? That's what he's there for. So,
all right. I guess you want to go ahead.
I'm just gonna take it.
Knock it out. Go and knock it out.
Sorry, my New York Jets at 188, pick 7. They took a guard and they needed it. So they took Inez Cooper, the guard out of Miami, 6'5", 334, big old boy here. He's big, huge, but loses effectiveness when blocking in space. So when he has too much space going around, he kind of loses where he's supposed to be. But he plays with a good, great body control and understands how to use his hands and neutralize his inline opponents, the guys on the inside. Sometimes those are defensive tackles, but he has problem with really, really good edge rushers coming at him. So it makes him struggle when he's mirrored against those kind of rushers. So he needs really good coaching. I don't know if he went to the right place for this, but his issues are identifying and responding to the rush game are cause for concern. So Cooper's limitations require occasional help, but he does have the starting upside maybe for the future if he can get like the next year or so under his belt and he can learn how to do what the Jets are trying to do with the run game. So if he could do that, it'll be good to roll. I think it's a great organization that he's coming from. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Absolutely. And I believe like we're moments away from the draft actually being over. The Broncos have their 2 picks in. They had the last 2 picks of the draft. So we'll see who they selected here in a second. But we're going to stick with the 6th round here. At pick 190, the New Orleans Saints took Barian Brown, the receiver from LSU.
There you go.
5'11", 177 pounds, so a little bit light, but I believe he ran a 4.4, and he's got kind of little smaller hands, but he's going to be a field stretcher. I don't think he's going to be like a foundational piece within your receiver room, but man, this guy is another special teams, elite prospect here. He's got decent catch fundamentals, but he had 6 kickoff return touchdowns in his career. So he's going to give you another element in the return game, which for New Orleans, they needed another special return back there since they traded Rashid Shaheed, who was an all-pro returner his rookie year. So this gives you another option within that return game. And Coach Moore can kind of build some packages, get the ball in his hands. He's a really shifty receiver. But again, he's going to mainly be more of a return guy and depth piece.
Okay. Hold on. I have a horse barking in the background. Sorry. That happens from time to time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will take you down to I'll go over one of them because I do like this. But the Chargers went back to back picks. I don't want to say back to back picks, but 2 picks, 4 picks apart, guard and guard. Okay, so but one I want to look at right here is Logan Taylor, the guard out of Boston College. He's a guard prospect, adequate size, good length, 4 years of starting experience in Boston College, has a really good feel for the game. He relies on the technique over his power and his force. So in protection, he could play a little too wide at times and too far forward, which will open him up for counters. He's generally solid, though. He can identify the game. He's high pad run blocker, lacking pop on the contact and drive leverage. So he fights to sustain with grip, strength, and choppy feet. So which is really it's really good to have that kind of guy that can actually, keep his leverage while somebody's trying to come in. So he has a little work to do and everything. He has some issues with the interior power, but he knows how to play and he could become an adequate backup in the gap inside zone scheme. They need this. They really need some offensive line help. We've seen what happened. Mekhi Becton, he's gone. I forget who else left. So they need some, not just starters, they need depth too. So I think 2 guards, if they saw what they wanted here in this round and they took it, good for them. So
yeah, I'm going to go to pick 191, and the Jacksonville Jaguars took receiver Josh Cameron, receiver out of Baylor.
Mhm.
He's 6'1", 220 pounds, so he's built like a running back. Kind of a limited route tree. That Baylor offense is more of an open, a wide spread. So got great hands. He didn't very rarely drops the ball, but he just doesn't really necessarily have sometimes he doesn't have the strength to beat press. And it's just not really creative in terms of his release packages or whatnot.
Mhm.
And his speed's not overly great, but he does add another weapon to that room for Trevor Lawrence, and especially with that size. I mean, if you can get the right coach to kind of get the most out of him, help him work on that route tree, and get a little bit more, I guess, suddenness and development in terms of his release package, then I think he could be a really good weapon down in Jacksonville.
Nice. I think that's all I have for that one. I'm not sure if you have anybody else for round 6.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Just because he's kind of a bigger name player. He
Mhm.
did go 215 to I guess we'll say rival. I don't know. It's kind of hard to be a rival if you don't win much. But the Atlanta Falcons took linebacker Harold Perkins Jr., linebacker from LSU. So he's 6 foot, 223 pounds,
Mhm.
extremely fast. Dealt with a couple injuries. He's an off-ball linebacker, really undersized, but he did have an ACL tear in 2024. Came back last year, but I don't think he gives you much in the running game. He does have that athletic ability, the above average athleticism. So he's good
Yeah.
in coverage. I know they kind of want to use him as an edge rusher sometimes when he was at LSU, but the biggest thing is kind of let him be free in space where he doesn't have to
Right.
take on too many big offensive linemen. So be interested to see how he does in your former coordinator's defense over there.
Yeah, certainly will. All right, so you want to go to round 7?
Yeah, the final round before. Well, I mean, it's over. So undrafted free agency or undrafted college talent or whatever. I don't know whatever you want to call it. It's a frenzy right now. So everyone's getting signed, and
Yeah.
I think my phone's steaming right now with all the updates I'm getting. But
Okay. You want to start with
yeah.
your top 3 over there, or I know you're going to go to number 3 over there, so I just want to give you the opportunity first.
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with 219, where
Okay.
New Orleans Saints completed their draft class and took cornerback TJ Hall, a corner from Iowa. He's 6 foot, 189 pounds. He's got fast feet, good balance, really highly competitive spirit. He's more of a responder than an anticipator. I think he doesn't really have long speed, but just give you some more, I guess, depth in the cornerback position room. And it's one that, again, another guy can play more special teams, but we'll see what he can kind of develop in. But it's a position that needed to be addressed, and I'm kind of surprised that they wait till the 7th to address it. But we'll see how he fits in.
All right. So I'm gonna go to the New York Jets at pick 12, 228 overall. They picked VJ Payne. I'm excited about this now, but 6'3", 206, long and rangy. He played 42 games as a starter. He's the team captain. He could play mostly inside the box and over the slot as a split safety. So his coverage tape popped more than his run support and tackling. So that's kind of where he's at. Needs a little bit more understanding on the NFL level of the run game and where he can help there and tackle a little bit better. So he reads and responds with good timing from depth and uses his length to smother the catch point in the man coverage. So when matched inside, it's a lot better for him to maneuver like that. So Payne held his own against the 3 of the Big 12's best receiving tight ends in 2025. So again, maybe another guy here that can come in and cover these tight ends in the NFL, these big tight ends. So maybe people are starting to make a plan around this, possibly. You never know. So happy to have VJ Payne in New York.
Yeah, I'm going to go to pick 221 with the Cincinnati Bengals. They took tight end Jack Indries from Texas. He's 6'4", 245 pounds, so a little bit undersized, but he's more about like a quarterback friendly. He's going to be like your receiving option at tight end. needs more time in the weight room. Doesn't play with a lot of strength. Blocking is kind of like a roller coaster. He's gonna have a lot of bad moments. Gonna have some good moments. Doesn't necessarily do a lot in space, but he's able to get open underneath, and is able to build up speed and a little bit longer developing routes. But
Mhm.
it's definitely can be a good receiving option for Burrow and a developmental guy. See how he does in Cincinnati.
All right. I'm going to take it down to 230. Eli Heidenreich. Heidenreich? Heidenreich. I'm going to go at Eli
Yeah,
Heidenreich.
sure.
All right. 6 foot, 198, running back out of Navy. Okay. So very versatile and productive. Okay. He possesses really good size and toughness. Most of his run production came on jet sweeps and option attacks, but he appears to lack the acceleration to outpace NFL pursuit as a wide runner. So he could be really used in these short little, hey, block, go out, catch, and go, right? These things that they're using with McCaffrey now, right? You were saying too, he's kind of got like the same frame, same size as him, and
It's
such
same
like that.
40s, same height, same
Yeah.
weight, arm span, hand length, I guess, whatever. It's
So
crazy.
I think this is a really good spot for him to be is at Steeler Nation over there. If somebody goes down, which might happen, they signed Rico Dowdle, Tyler Warren, or not Tyler Warren. Who's the other running back over there? Sorry.
For Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
he's the undrafted guy from Oklahoma State.
No,
I can't think of his name.
I gotcha. But somebody else on the other side right now is yelling at us through their
The
phone.
ghosts. The ghosts
Yeah.
are yelling at us.
There you
Here,
go. There they are.
I'll look it up to help you.
But Eli Heidenreich, I think this is a great place if you just need to throw a couple passes, get rid of the ball, especially if Aaron Rodgers is coming in, a couple people get hurt, and he has an opportunity. I think he could accelerate here and just move the chains. That's what I really think it is. So,
did you say Jaylen Warren?
I think I said Tyler Warren. I think
they took Caleb Johnson in the 3rd round last year. The
right
Iowa running back.
I was looking at the depth chart.
Jaylen Warren. Warren's the starter. Rico Dowdle's backup. Caleb Johnson's 3rd string. And I think Heidenreich's going to play more receiver as well. I think they're going to have certain packages for him. I believe he's the all-time leader in catches for Navy. So
yeah, 45% share. 45% share. That's wild.
It's insane. But anything else you want to add to that?
Nope. I'm good with that. Good with that one.
I say if you guys want to see some really cool content, look up when he got drafted. He was there in Pittsburgh, full uniform. It was really, really cool to see. So you guys got some time, check that out later. But I'm gonna go to pick 243 where the Houston Texans took linebacker Aiden Fisher from Indiana. He's 6 foot, 232 pounds. He's kind of like your prototypical Mike linebacker. Doesn't have elite athleticism or quickness, but he's a good leader. He gets downhill fast. He's going to be in the right spot. And he just doesn't necessarily have the range or the cover ability. He's kind of more like the old school Mike linebacker, but just another leader to add this to DeMeco Ryan's defense. So it gives some much needed depth out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna say this one because it's just a smart pick. Okay, he's not flashy or anything crazy, but pick number 31 by the Patriots, 247, Quintavious Hutchins, the edge out of Boston College. He's a 5th-year senior. Okay, started 16 games. He just has a lot of experience. His game is very mature. He's undersized, but he's stronger than most people at his size. He's physical in the block. He sets the edge. Average anchor, right? But he's just smart. It's not anything where he's going to make a crazy difference or anything, but he's that guy that can come into the locker room and he'll be like, hey, I've seen this before. I catch on quick. That doesn't mean he can do it, but he can be that guy that spreads the word. Hey, I see this and I can do this. I thought this was a very good mental pick in the last round. So,
yeah. How many more picks do you have?
I think that's really all I got, unless you just
want
to go with Garrett and Nussmeier.
I have 2, so I was gonna let you do Nussmeier if you want.
I'll do a Nussmeier. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
30 pick 33. What?
Okay.
Oh no,
I
no,
was
go
like,
ahead, go ahead.
I have two. I have two, so I was gonna knock one out, and then you do Nussmeier, then
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'll
go ahead,
finish
go
it up.
ahead. You're good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to pick 254, where the Indianapolis Colts took Deion Burks, receiver from Oklahoma. Now this is a really undersized receiver. He's 5'9", 180 pounds, and he ran a 4.3 flat at the combine, which we were there for. You can see our reaction if you go back and look at our shorts. It's he's a fifth-year slot receiver. You know, he's mainly just a slot guy, but I thought he did extremely well when he was at Oklahoma. He's really good against zone coverage. He knows how to get open and find the holes within the zone. He's really crafty after the catch. Really good ability to use his speed and be able to break tackles. Now, again, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he did play at Purdue and Oklahoma, so he's gone up against Big Ten and Big 12, or excuse me, SEC last year competition. So he's seen the best of the best, and he's just a guy that is able to get open. So he's going to be a quarterback's best friend. He's going to give you some value in the return game, but he just got that speed that you can't coach and that natural ability to break tackles and find the holes in the zone. So I think it's a really good pick to have that receiver room in Indianapolis.
Nice. I'm going to take you down to pick 33, 249 overall, where Garrett Nussmeier went to the Kansas City Chiefs, quarterback out of LSU. He's 6'1", 203. So a little undersized as a pocket passer, but he has pretty good arm talent, and he does have flaws. Inconsistent diagnosing coverages at times and working through progressions, but sometimes he can sling it. Okay. Other times he can make really, really off target throws, maybe, running here, running there, and it just makes a play sometimes. So you look at it and you're just like, how did he make that play? Why, like how is he able to do it? But at the same point, at times when he does have that gunslinger mindset, he doesn't really prioritize ball security. So he has a compact release and can spin impressive throws from off the platform angles when it's needed. But then again, he doesn't have that ball security. He will make a throw that makes you a believer, like that you're hooked on, and then all of a sudden he gives you a turnover. So it's somewhere, I think this is a good place for him behind Patrick Mahomes to learn a lot. Andy Reid,
Justin Fields too.
And Justin Fields, yeah. And look, just recently they said they found out. I think you were telling me they found the cyst, and they could, that
Some
they could probably,
spine.
yeah, they could hopefully take it out. And I hope this regenerates him. You know what I mean? I hope this could rejuvenate his career. Maybe get some time to think, learn behind some of the best. And I hope this does it for him. I hope the 7th round story becomes a good story.
Yeah, I mean he's accurate at all levels. He's got kind of not the strongest arm, but it's just wild because in terms of how long he's been in college and playing all those games, he just makes some of the dumbest decisions in the most important moments of the games. It's just like you just want to like pull your hair out thinking about it when you're watching these games. It's like, what are we doing here? But
he does do that though.
Let's coach that out of him. His dad's the offensive coordinator for the Saints, so he's a coach's son. He's been around the game forever. Let's try to stop doing dumb things in important moments of the game. All right. I love Nussmeier, and I hope he has a great career. But there's certain things I'm just like, man, why this hurts my heart. But the final pick that I want to cover is actually one of my favorite players in this class. The 7th rounder, Mr. Irrelevant, going pick 257 to the Denver Broncos, linebacker Red Murdoch from Buffalo. And first off, elite name. For all of you Daredevil fans out there, obviously. Phenomenal.
I knew you're
name,
gonna.
right?
I knew
Red
you're
Murdoch. That's my guy. We're ride and die for Matt Murdock. But Red Murdoch, he's 6'1", 232 pounds, middle linebacker. Now, doesn't have a lot of speed. He doesn't give you much value on 3rd down. He's probably going to primarily play special teams most of his career, but he can get downhill fast. He's able to, fill the run game. He's able to get into the gap, but this dude has the best instincts in terms of punching the football out. He has the most career forced fumbles in NCAA history. I believe he had like 17 forced fumbles. So
That's
this
wild.
dude knows where the ball is, how to attack it, how to get it out. But one of my favorite players, I think he can definitely develop, especially in that Vance Joseph scheme over there. I'm really excited to see what he can do in Denver. Again, primarily he'll play a lot of special teams, but I think he definitely develop into a guy and be a defensive leader for that Bronco team. So really excited for my guy, Red Murdoch.
So are you telling me that he invented the peanut punch pretty much?
He didn't invent it; he mastered it.
Fair enough. That's more than fair. Yeah, I mean it was an exciting draft all together. UDFAs have already started, so people are getting calls left and right, but we're going to come back
40 signings. So
yeah, we're gonna come back to you guys with a lot of that stuff. But those are just some of the day 1, day 2. This is our day 3 reaction. But guys, make sure that you listen to all 3 of those. We stayed on top of it. So follow us at Top Dog Coverage. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Join us. Okay, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Stay connected.
before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many forced fumbles that Red Murdoch had in his career?
In his career. So you said 17 last year, right?
No, I already told you number. Damn, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, 17 in his career.
Oh, I thought you said that last year. Okay. I'm about to
No.
do math. Yeah, you said 17.
No, yeah, 17. Damn, I already gave it away.
You see,
Never mind.
see, this is the thing. You think I don't pay attention, okay?
Most
I
of the time
don't.
you don't.
I actually, I
Fine.
don't. I don't.
Yeah,
You're
most of the
right.
time, I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. You know. And also before we leave as well, be on the lookout either later tonight or tomorrow. We will have a post up on our YouTube feed on who you felt like had the best draft. So we'll have some teams to choose from. And our 4th option will be other, where you guys can comment below, tell us who you feel like had the best draft in the class. So be on the lookout for that sometime later tonight or mañana.
But we appreciate everybody who stayed with us live through day 1, day 2, day 3. You are not unrecognized. We see you guys. We appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment for us, follow us everywhere. Top Dog Coverage on every platform. Swipe up Apple, Spotify, 5 stars, leave the comment. TopDogCoverage.com, TopDogCoverage@gmail to get a hold of us. That's all we got. Thank you for joining for Draft Day 2026, NFL Draft Day 3. Dirty C-Dub signing out. Peace.